And then I thought the challenge would be to fashion a human story around that, and at the same time, you know, a very plot-driven, interesting, a rich world as well. So I started with the ending, and I worked backward from there.
I like a good heist movie. This is kind of a heist comedy, you know, and I think that that's one of the reasons I gravitated toward this, is because I thought there was a lot of humor in it.
It's a classic Sting / heist film, but it's very fresh in its approach.
I've likened it to Jenga. This whole movie is like Jenga. Everything connects. Everything is bearing the load of something else. There's a lot of moving parts in this flick, and once you see it, you'll know what I mean by that.
It's a broad comedy, you know. It's a broad comedy that kind of comments on very interesting things.
This movie is about so many different things. It works on so many different levels. It embodies the zeitgeist of the now. I don't know what this movie is about. I didn't read the script. I got 3 kids.
I love heist movies. I love them. I want to be that guy. I want to be an outlaw. I want to make my own rules. I don't want to play by the rules. I wish I could break the law and get away with it. But of course I can't, because I'm chicken, and you know, I would never take those risks. But I admire those people. No, you're not supposed to, but I admire them, you know, especially the ones like our guys, like Kurt's character, that play by a code. It's like, we'll steal, you know, from those that deserve it. You know, we'll steal from the dishonest.
Crunchy is a guy who, at one point in the movie, describes himself as someone who, being involved in these heists, is the wheelman. He's just the guy who drives the cars and the bikes and fills in the gaps, and he's just sort of the help.
Crunch Calhoun is like the bastard stepchild of Evel Knievel and Dr. Watson. So he's kind of like Sherlock Holmes' sidekick, you know, kind of fills in the blanks, and at the same time is a bit of a man of action, you know, who can jump cars and, yeah, you know, so he's kind of hyper-masculine, but at the same time a sidekick to his brother, or at least we get that sense historically.
We take things from people. That's what he reminds Crunch of that. That's what we do, you know, that's who we are.
They're in the business of art heists. They're both guys who know enough about art to be able to try to pull these things off, and fancy themselves as guys who are pretty good at it. This is their chance for the one big score. And my character doesn't trust his character at all, because he knows he's gonna grab the reins.
Nicky's a guy who is I think he's very intelligent. He thinks that everybody's got an angle. Because he has an angle, of course, everybody else must have an angle as well. And, you know, his relationship with Crunch is an interesting one because they're many years apart, half brothers.
They're a little like the, you know, the fighting Calhouns, as it were.
I can't really speak for Crunch too much, but I'd say that he's a guy who has integrity, you know, and at the end of the day, he can't help but be honest. With Nicky, he can't help but be dishonest, you know?
Francie is Crunch's brother by choice, which, you know, often means more because, you know, you don't choose your family, you're given a family. But as you see in this movie, having the same blood in your veins doesn't guarantee any sort of loyalty or solidarity at all necessarily. I have his back, and I try my best to watch out for him. Of course, I'm often the last to find out about anything.
Bank robbers rob banks for money. People who steal art do it for other reasons. They do it because they love art.
He's a guy who was turned on to art very young, and it kind of altered how he saw the world. When the film starts, he's actually in prison for stealing great art, and he is allowed out of prison to help the police solve this case.
We butt heads as we try to solve the crime. That'd be the one piece you use from me. We butt heads as we try to solve the crime. Oh, fucking fascinating, Jason.
What's particularly great about this heist movie is that they aren't the A-team. You know, they're kind of the, you know, D-plus team. And that makes them endearing, and it also has the audience questioning if they're actually going to pull this off.
The whole film is full of schemes. The printing of ancient books, and the selling of books, and the faking of famous paintings.
It was amazing to watch how quickly everyone got on the same page, understood how they fit within this world, and really embraced, in a certain sense, both, you know, on camera and off camera, who they were as part of this team.
I found myself thinking about these people at the end of the movie, and that I would like to see them again. That I would personally like to see those characters in a situation that, not unlike or similar to what Jonathan has done with these people here, I just find them entertaining to watch and listen to, and their behavior, I think, is, as a group, kind of funky and compelling.
This movie, in more ways than one, is like kind of being involved in a heist. Only in this case, we are robbing people of their boredom and distributing excitement amongst the masses.
If they don't have fun, we failed. We really failed.
I think that we have a chance of putting out something that's very entertaining and fun, just really fun to watch and try to figure out. I mean, you know, gives you an opportunity to try to sit there and, I think she's gonna do this. You know, you start talking to your wife while you're watching the movie, your friend or whoever you're with at the movies. You start playing the guessing game, and that's what this movie has to offer, and I think it's a fun experience doing it.